Onto the markets now. The NSE All share index swung to a positive close today after recording 5 consecutive sessions of losses. Aigboje Higo, Managing Director of Capital Bancorp, joins me from the NSE for a review of today's trading. Thank you so much, Aigboje, for taking the time out to join us.
Thank you.
Now, I know that the market is waiting for the May 29 handover date, which will usher in a new president for Nigeria. Just give us a sense of what you traders are saying in terms of the kind of policies they're expecting the new president to articulate or to tell the nation.
Well, the mood is that of cautious optimism. First of all, we're waiting for the handover. Then we're waiting for the list of the cabinet. You know, that signals to the economy and to the world, you know, the type of government we're going to have. Then the specific 1, 2, 3 things that they're going to achieve in the short to medium term. So there's a lot of optimism, and we're waiting for that with a lot of, optimism. I would just use the word cautious optimism.
Okay, we saw a positive close today. Is this a flash in the pan? Because, I mean, tomorrow takes us closer even to that D-Day. So should we expect this to, was it just profit taken today? And can we expect the market to continue with this tomorrow, or could we see more profit taken tomorrow?
No, I think we may see more of the same tomorrow. We may see, you know, good activity, and we may see the market rise a bit, because as we move towards May 29th, you know, people are getting a lot more confident that, you know, this is going to come and pass. So we may see more of the same tomorrow.
Okay, let's talk about your top 5 stocks for today. GT Bank, First Bank of Nigeria Holdings, Seplat, WAPCO, and Custodian and Allied Insurance. But let's start with Seplat. Now, this company in the oil and gas sector has been in the news recently, especially over its pioneer status. The company has come under heavy criticism, but it's come out to defend itself. And not just that, the federal government has also come out to defend Seplat's pioneer status. Tell us how investors are interpreting this and how this pioneer status in the first place, how it benefits the company, and how what investors need to know in terms of how it's going to trickle down to the bottom line at the end of the day.
Well, very quickly, the company has defended itself. I think most investors find their defense very credible. And, you know, it's good for investors because the company benefits. It's able to invest more. It's able to attract new investments and drill more for oil, do more business. And, you know, eventually that will be profitable for investors in form of dividends, capital appreciation, and so on. And over time, as they become bigger and do well, then they pay more taxes to government. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. I think the federal government has clarified it, the company has clarified it, and investors by and large are satisfied with the defense of the company. Okay,
let's talk about WAPCO, Lafarge Africa. If you think about what a market giant like Dangote Cement is doing, we understand on the 5th of June, the president of Ethiopia is going to commission a huge cement plant in Ethiopia. And we know that Dangote Cement is moving aggressively, expanding in 16 African countries outside of Nigeria. So if you think about what this market leader is doing, how much more pressure does it put on competitors like CCNN, Lafarge, WAPCO, or Lafarge Africa, and Ashaka Cement?
Well, it puts a lot of pressure on them because Dangote Cement is setting the pace. It's gone Pan-African. So it puts pressure on them, and I think it makes them more efficient. It makes them better. And as far as I'm concerned, there's enough room for more than one company. I think Lafarge will thrive in that industry. Lafarge has a lot of experience. You know, they recently carried out a restructuring program that will position them and make them even stronger. So for me, there's room for more than one competitor, and I think Lafarge will do well. But Dangote is setting the pace, and, you know, others are following.
Absolutely. Let's talk Custodian and Allied Insurance. Now, we know that insurance subsector is not exactly a market favorite or a favorite of investors, but we have seen a couple of stocks keeping their head above water, and Custodian and Allied Insurance appears to be one of them. What investment case do you make for Custodian and Allied Insurance?
Well, they're actually more than insurance because they have an insurance franchise, and a very good one at that. They have a subsidiary, a PFA. They have a real estate holding that is very blue chip. They have a trustee. I know they're looking to go into the HMO business. So they have a very balanced business, and they have a very proactive management team, and I know they're doing a lot of good things. And if you look at the results the last 2-3 years, they've done very well, both in terms of dividend payments and even in terms of capital appreciation. At a price of 4 naira thereabouts, I think it's a good and excellent price, and I expect greater things to come from Custodian and Island.
Okay, we'll definitely be watching that stock also. Let's move on to the banks now. You also like GT Bank and First Bank of Nigeria Holdings. Let's start with GT Bank, obviously a market favorite. Now, of course, thinking about the last MPC meeting where we saw members harmonizing the cash reserve ratio of banks, public and private sectors rates to 31%. Banks still trying to adjust to all of that. The new government coming in, still waiting for direction for the economy. Do you think this changes sentiments towards the banks?
Well, look, it will affect the banks in different ways. It will depend on where the banks are in terms of their deposit mix. But I chose GTB. You know, GTB is one of my favorite picks. I hold out my neck that in spite of what, the credit, whatever policies, they always find a way to perform. They have a very good management team that, that knows how to run the business of banking, and they do a good job at it. So I will expect them to continue to do well. So they're one of my picks, yes.
Let's talk about finally your last stock pick, First Bank of Nigerian Holdings. So why do you have this stock on your radar?
Well, in the last couple of days, they've had their AGM. That's the holdings, and they've spoken a lot about their future plans and about the reason for not paying a big dividend and so on. And they have a good plan going forward, and I tip them to execute the plan. Again, they have a very good basket of businesses, and I expect that, as they work hard on those businesses, things will improve. So they're on my list at the price of less than 10 naira. As far as I'm concerned, that's a steal. I expect great and big things to come from them in 2015 onwards.
Okay, well, we're almost at media, and of course, we'll continue to keep an eye on this stock also. Thank you so much, Aigboje, for talking to us, giving us a sense of trading at the NSE today.